as engineers, we're involved in the preliminary design and all the work that's involved in getting these bridges. But without the funding and the support, we can't make it happen. Governor Parson, his leadership has been so important and key to this effort in Proposition D and making it a reality to be out here we are today in support of this important effort. So please join me in welcoming Governor Mike Parson in support of Proposition D.
First of all, thank everybody for being here today. Let me just start off by saying I appreciate the company being here to host us here today and to really talk about why Proposition D is important. I think one of the things, and for the elected officials that are here, I thank you for being here today. These are some of the times, it's not always the easiest time to stand up and do what's right for Missouri, and I got to be quite honest about it. As a Republican governor, there's not very many times in my career that I've been out there trying to push a tax increase or a use fee in the state of Missouri. But I think at some point you got to put politics to the side, and you really got to figure out what is the best thing to do for the state of Missouri. And I truly think with Proposition D, that's where we're at in the state. So really my purpose today is to make sure people understand why it's important, why we're doing it, and why the people of this state are going to have the opportunity to vote on this issue. And if you really look at it, the last time we've done anything in the state of Missouri for our infrastructure in this state has been over 20 years ago. So if you just take a second to think about your own personal lives, your own business arenas, what we do every day, and for a lot of you that are farmers like I am up here, I don't farm like I did 20 years ago, and we don't live our lives like we did 20 years ago. And we literally cannot just keep kicking this can down the road thinking it's going to get better in the state of Missouri. But 22 years ago, back then one of the most conservative governors the state had was John Ashcroft, that passed the last tax increase, the last use fee in the state of Missouri. And then, as it is today, it's under the Constitution how we fund our infrastructure, and that's at the pumps. That's how the Constitution says we're to do that. And that's what this piece of legislation, or this amendment you're going to be voting on in November. But that 17 cents that they passed 20 plus years ago now has the buying power of 7 cents, is what it has. We have the 7th largest transportation system in the United States of America here in Missouri. The 7th largest. We are 49th in funding our transportation system. The only state that does less than we do is Alaska. So you can kind of imagine what we got in common with Alaska here in Missouri. But needless to say, we have to do something about it. I think the other thing we got to realize here is that with that percentage, that 20 to 30% of the money that will be coming to generate the funding for our state will come from out of state Missouri. It'll be people traveling across our roads. It'll be the trucking industry. And I do want to say this when I mention the trucking industry. The trucking industry is totally supportive of this initiative, of what we're talking about today. And they know the importance of having good transportation and safe highways, and that's important for us to be able to realize that.